Today I want to talk about signs that you're richer than you think that you are. Times are tough right now. Oftentimes we are bombarded by inflation and the recession and living paycheck to paycheck, and we think that this is bad, this is the lowest that we can get, and I can't pay my bills, I can't pay my mortgage, I can't do these things, this is bad. And I want to give you some inspiration, and I'm not trying to shame you or anything like that, but I want to give you a little bit of a different perspective and mindset to have during these tough times that'll hopefully help you push through them and help to get on the other side and help you to say, you know what, okay, we're in a really tough situation right now, but I do have these things, and these things are helping to get me through. And in perspective of other countries, other places in our country or the world, we do have it better than them. I have traveled the world. I've been to really, really crazy places in different parts of Zambia and Zimbabwe and Haiti and in Jamaica, and a lot of these countries that are as poor than I could ever imagine, and living in little gravel floor houses and huts and different things. And so when you travel the world, a lot of times it gives you that perspective of, yes, I've had my car possessed. Yes, I've had my power turned off multiple times. Yes, I've been in negative in my bank account. And in perspective, I still had it a bajillion times better than these people in other countries. So just want to give you some perspective. And even if all of these don't apply to you, there's still, I bet, little pieces that do apply. So don't pick it apart and say, none of these apply to me or all of these don't apply to me, then I don't like this. But try and help to shift your mindset a little bit more, or I hope that it just simply encourages you, being, okay, you know what, we can work through this. The first one is the struggle to feel accomplished. And so often when we get a promotion at work, or we land a big deal, or we succeed at something that we've been working really hard at, we feel accomplished, we feel proud, and then it wears off. And then it goes away. And then a week later, month later, we're like, yeah, that's old news. I'm now we're chasing this next thing, and now I feel like a failure at it. And so often we're always chasing that next thing, and we don't feel accomplished in it, or we quickly think about all the failures that we had. It's so easy for the brain to go from failure and to focus on the negative, to focus on the failure versus focusing on the positive. So one thing that I personally do is I have a notebook or a piece of paper in my planner that I write down my accomplishments, and I write down the small accomplishments and the big accomplishments. And when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling discouraged, when I'm feeling defeated, I can look at that and say, hey, this is amazing. This is something that I'm proud of, and I need to remember this when I'm struggling. Maybe even keep a journal. Start a journal today. Get a super cheap journal off Amazon, or one that's probably laying around your house, and say, okay, write down the year. And these are the things that I've accomplished so far. And as the days go on, as you accomplish something, write it down or set a goal saying, you know what, every Friday I'm going to reflect on the week and write at least 3 things that I've accomplished that week, maybe more, and keep that notebook throughout the years. And that way you can look back on it and say, you know what, we've done some amazing things. We've done some incredible things as a business, as personal, and as a family. So I really challenge you to reflect on what you've accomplished and not to just focus on the negative, because that's naturally where our brain goes. But fight that temptation and focus on the positive. Next is always chasing the next thing. And this can be a good thing or a bad thing. And it's a good thing because it keeps you driven. It keeps you always working harder and wanting to go after your goals and wanting to improve yourself, and always saying, okay, we can do better, we can improve, we can grow and learn. And always chasing the next thing can be good in that sense. But it can also be bad of always chasing the next thing, as in keeping up with the Joneses and keeping up with social media and keeping up with your neighbor across the street, and struggling with lifestyle creep. As your income grows, so do your expenses, so do your bills. You know, you get that big raise or promotion at work, and you're like, you know what, we can afford the nicer car, we can afford the higher mortgage payment, we can afford these big yearly vacations. And then instead of saving more money, you're actually going down, and your lifestyle is actually going down because of lifestyle creep. So be aware of not always keeping up with the Joneses and always chasing that next thing, but using it to your advantage. And that brings me to my next one, and that is always be learning and always challenging yourself to learn new things, to go outside your comfort zone and say, you know what? Let's try something new. Let's keep on learning. And I'm not necessarily talking about college education. Yes, I think college is great for some people, but I don't think it's for everyone. Me and my husband, we both only have our associate's degrees and we don't have bachelor degrees. And I think that's great. We are more on the side of alternative education and self-learning. And I've invested over $10,000 worth of courses to help myself grow, to help myself learn the skills that are going to apply to the life that I'm in right now. Not a whole bunch of gen ed classes and all this other crazy costs of traditional education and university. So I really recommend that if you are wanting to learn a new skill, to try something new, find ways on things like Skillshare or invest in courses. I personally have a course called Dream It Profitable that helps people start an online business, helps them become a virtual assistant, helps them start a YouTube channel or a blog or a podcast or become a freelancer or sell digital downloads, but helping people say, okay, we can make some extra money from home. How are we going to do it? What do we need to know about the legal things? What about the goal setting and the mindset and the taxes and the revenue streams? And how do I even go about doing this? So I've created that course to help people do it. Now, like I said, always educating yourself, always striving for something more. So if that's learning things in books or learning things in courses or just going out and meeting other people, experiencing other cultures and saying, hey, can we exchange dinner at each other's houses? I'll cook you a traditional family dinner that we have, and I would love to experience your culture and your family if they're from a different culture than you. But always learning new experiences, new cultures, and just growing and not staying stagnant in our mindset is so huge. And with that, like I said, with Dream It Profitable and starting the side hustles, next is the ability to earn money, the ability to increase your income, the ability to get a raise at work and work towards a promotion, the ability to start an online business or a side hustle. There is so many opportunity out there, especially with the internet nowadays, to earn more money. It is mind-blowing. The people that I've helped to become a virtual assistant, I honestly think virtual assistant is the best side hustle if you want like fast money. If you need clients, if you need to get money now, that is going to be the fastest way to get money versus starting a YouTube channel or something like that. So like I said, that's why I created Dream It Profitable, to help people like you to start that online business, to start that side hustle, and to create more money for yourself so that you can pay off your bills faster, hit your goals faster. And maybe, you want to take a family vacation. Maybe you never got family vacations growing up and you're like, I want this for my kids. I really want them to be able to experience our country or our world. And you really are passionate about that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's amazing. That's an amazing goal to have. So sometimes creating a side hustle so that you can fund that. I have had students that I've helped them make an extra $2,000 a year, and they can make more, but they say, you know what? I only have a few hours a week to commit. If I can make $2,000 more a year, that's going to pay for my family vacation every year, and I'm happy with that. That's amazing. Let's do it. So you have the ability to earn more money, and don't let those limiting beliefs hold you back. Limiting beliefs can screw you up really, really bad. So don't let them hold you back. The next way that you're richer than you think you are is you're investing in yourself. You are investing in self-care. You're investing in taking care of your body by eating healthy foods, by really saying, you know what, my mental health is important. I may need to cut out some people that are really, really bad part of my mental health, or I may need to go to therapy. I started going to therapy again, I think in January, and I honestly think everyone should go to therapy. I think it is so healthy just to have a licensed professional that you can talk through things with, that you can say, hey, this is something I'm struggling with, or hey, like this is something that I'm really proud of. And I talked to my therapist last week about some of the limiting beliefs that I have about myself and about my business, and saying, I'm not growing as fast as I thought I was gonna. I'm struggling with this and struggling with comparing myself a little bit, and just being able to talk through those things. I felt a bajillion times better afterwards, and just having someone to like verbally process our thoughts with is so important. So I love therapy. I think everyone should go to therapy. I honestly do. And if I use BetterHelp, which is amazing because you can do it right from your computer, and I can do pajamas on or whatever it is. I don't have to drive anywhere. It's video. If I don't like my therapist, I can change therapists. I've changed therapists from there on the past, and I just love it. Love it, love it. So I do have a link. I get a free week. You get a free week if you do sign up through the link. But honestly, investing in yourself, finding ways of self-care. I challenge you to make a list of ways that you feel fulfilled or you feel happy afterwards. So maybe taking a hot bath, going for a walk, getting some exercise, calling a friend, getting coffee with someone, doing different things, but keep a list that you can go back to when you're feeling burnt out, when you're feeling discouraged, that you can say, hey, okay, all right, these are some things that I can do to get myself back in alignment and really keep myself in check. The next way that you're richer than you think you are is you understand that failure is a lesson. We've all failed. I have failed majorly so many times. I've failed in finance. I've failed in life. I failed at relationships. I failed myself. I failed classes in school. I have failed so many times, but knowing and understanding that failure is a lesson, and just because you fail at something doesn't mean you're a failure yourself. That has been something that I have really had to work on and really understand that, okay, I may have failed at that. I may have really screwed up, but that doesn't make me a failure. And doesn't make it so that I can't rise above it, because we can. So learning from our failures, learning from our mistakes is so important, and learning from other people's mistakes as well, of saying, I see where they've messed up and I want to make sure I don't do that as well. That is a great learning lesson if you can not have to make the mistake yourself, but learn from other people's mistakes. But some of us are more stubborn and we need to learn from our own mistakes. But failure is an amazing communicator, teacher, and lesson that we can learn. And if we can get to the point in our life where we can learn from our failures and not beat ourselves over them, it's a game changer. Next is you have a sense of purpose. And so often we get so bogged down by the bills that we have to pay and the things that we have to manage and just the life that is on our shoulders, and we just feel that burden. And a great way to help relieve some of that stress, that mental stress, that financial stress, just that burden that we have, is to have a sense of purpose. What are you working towards? What are you doing to help better this world? Where are you volunteering? This is something that you can do for free, and giving back is going to help the community, help the world, help whatever you're doing to serve. But honestly, it's going to help you so much as well. I know that the times that I've served and given back in different places, it has helped me personally tenfold of what I've helped them, and the way that I've been able to pour into them. They pour into me so much more. So find some ways that you can give back, that you can serve, that you can volunteer. And what are you passionate about? Are you passionate about dogs? Maybe find an animal shelter that you can help volunteer at, or homeless, or find a local church that you can volunteer and serve at. But find something that you're passionate, that you can do, that you can give back, and it's really going to help to just have that sense of purpose and saying, you know what, it's bigger than me. It's bigger than my struggles. And a lot of times it helps put things in perspective, that they may have it worse than you, or you can relate on a whole different level that other people can. Maybe you've been through some struggles in your life. Maybe you've gone through some health stuff. Maybe you've had cancer, and you're able to go and volunteer at a cancer hospital and say, you know what, this sucks, but I'm going to be here with you. I'm going to sit with you during some of your chemo treatments. I'm going to be there for you, and I'm going to just listen and just be there and be like, it's okay. You can get through this, and just be that support to people. That is so amazing and can help so many people. And like I said, it doesn't cost a thing. It's not something that you have to fit into your budget to make it work. The next way that you're richer than you think that you are is you have a supportive community. You have people in your lives that care about you, that reach out to you and are there for you in times of need. This is something that I've struggled with in the past, and I don't think I've shared about it too much on my channel, but I used to be really plugged in at a church, and then we shifted church and went to a different church, and a lot of the friends that my husband and I had, we kind of lost touch with them. There was people in our wedding party that they were groomsmen, bridesmaids for us, and then we weren't even invited to their wedding, which was really hurtful. But life happens. And I know that, there wasn't ever a falling out or anything like that. We just kind of drifted apart. So having a supportive community is something that is so important. And just having those relationships are really, really important for just your soul, and just having that piece of, if something happened, you could call them up and you could say, hey, can I vent to you? Or can we talk about this? Or can my car broke down? Can you come pick me up? Or something like that. But having that community is so important. And a lot of times we are like, they never reach out to us or they never call us and we're not friends anymore because of XYZ and they don't care about me. But when you think about it, it's a two-way street. Life happens. And there's been times where people are like, you never call me anymore. I'm like, you never call me anymore. Like it goes both ways. So I'm really working on personally trying to make an effort to call people more, to text them and just saying, I have a goal to text at least one person a day and just saying, hey, thinking about you, how you doing today? And just checking in with them and keeping those friendships alive and letting people know, hey, I'm here for you. Is there anything that you need, or how's your day going? I would love to chat with you later on. But really working to keeping those relationships and those friendships alive, because especially as we become adults, it is so much harder to make friends than when we were in high school and college. And it's crazy. Making friends and keeping friends as an adult can be challenging. So I'm proactively really working on that to maintain those friendships that I care so much about. Let's keep the conversation going. If you want to know ways to manage your limiting beliefs, I have a whole video breakdown on limiting beliefs. Check out this video here. And if you want to work on your habits and some habit stacking, different things that I learned from Atomic Habits, how that book changed my life, I have a full breakdown of the book and all the tips that I learned from it. Check out that video here.